in a small town down in Arkansas, where the river flows. There's a man with a passion that everybody knows. He's got a collection that'll make you stare. Vintage pocket knives laid with tender care.
Howdy, howdy, everybody. Welcome once again to HT's EDC, coming at you this Tuesday morning. We have another bluebird sky over my left shoulder here. You might can see a peek through that window out there, but looking good today. And it is a good time for Two for Tuesday. Shout out to Brother Tom over at Knife Delights channel. Good man. What can I say about Tom other than what hadn't already been said? I call him the walking thesaurus for buck knives, but honestly, very knowledgeable in pocket knives across the board. And anyway, I won't embarrass him no more. This is Tom's open tag, Two for Tuesday, and I think I got a couple of cool ones that you guys might like. But you know what we do before we get into all that? We always show what we're toting. And we always start with this Holy Land pocket cross in my front left pocket. Accompanying said pocket cross, yeah, we are still on the old Streamlight Micro Stream, a lot of streams in there, flashlight with the rear power button, actuation button. I still don't exactly know what to call the button. The thing turns it on the end. And I bet most of you could almost guess what I'm going to be toting today. And if you couldn't guess, go watch yesterday's video. Oh yeah, it's in the pocket today. We unveiled this yesterday for Modified Monday, and it is in the pocket on Tuesday, and need a little help. I think by yesterday's comments, everybody pretty well in consensus agreed that this just might be the perfect HT EDC knife. The perfect knife for yours truly. But, like old Yukon Cornelius, that is just off camera right now, and I can't quite reach him over there. He's watching. It needs a name. Don't we think this needs a name? So get down here, right down there, right down there, wherever that little button is, in the comments, and let's give this a name. And we'll do it the exact same way. Popularity wins. What should HT name this beautiful thing of perfection right here? It needs a name, kind of like our cars, Old Betty, Old Blue, what have you. I think this is deserving of a name because this will be in my pocket. Just spoiler alert, a lot. Yeah, I'm gonna be rocking this quite a bit. So hit me up in the comments. Give me a good name for this, and like I say, we'll look at them, and popular vote wins. So anyway, that's what I'm toting today. Cheers. Got to get a swig of drinking perfection here, we'll just say. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right. For our Two for Tuesday today, we are going to be tackling a brand that I'm going to say some opinionated stuff here. Shocker. I think has kind of fallen under the wayside in, say, they were pretty big in the 90s. So, we're 20, probably for 2 or 3 decades now. And that's these guys. Remember the old sword, Gerber? Especially Gerber USA back in the day. Pete Gerber, the owner of the company. But I think Gerber knives have, again, I'm going to be talking in some opinions. You Gerber fans that are diehard fans, don't unsub and run for the hills. I'm just giving one man's opinion, but it feels like Gerber has kind of had their heyday in the 80s and 90s, and they we've done one of these. I don't know if that's rightfully so. If that was truly QC and product, what's the word I want to say? Not failure, but starting to decline their QC, and their products just starting to waver, and the market kind of pushed back on Gerber. But there was a day, Gerber knives were, like I say, late 80s, early 90s. I mean, that's when I was coming out of, graduated high school in 92, and a Gerber knife was the deal. They were very popular. But it just seems to me like they have kind of, fallen off a little bit. And I think they're making a resurgence here in about the last 5 years. They've came out with some models, doing some, some more stuff. I think they kind of switched, a lot of their production to overseas there for a while. And that probably, I definitely rubbed some people the wrong way. But they're starting to do a little more USA pieces and all. Anyway, hopefully Gerber is on their way back up, because they were just a stalwart, a great, American company. They're based out of Portland, Oregon, Americana. But anyway, it would be good if these guys, start doing this again. But there's my 3 cents on the subject that you'll never get that time back. But anyway, we're going to show you 2 pieces of what I think is, it even says here, Gerber Legendary Blades made in the USA. One of them, this one here that I'm going to show you, my newest one, Legendary. I don't know if this one is legendary, but the second one I'm going to show you is, at least for Gerber knives, iconic. And I'll make the argument it's a pretty iconic piece in Americana, in American cutlery. But I'm going to tell you up front, I have a soft spot for it, so I could be biased on this. So that last part about it being an icon in American cutlery history, I believe that, but that could be more of this talking than this. So anyway, first one I want to show you is this guy. Just recently got this in, and you may have seen my hot off the stone video. We put a fresh edge on this. I did a little short on this knife, showing a little cutting on it. And, oh man, fail it on camera. Come on, HT. There we go. Second time is a charm. But anyway, you can see we have added a HT thumb disc on this dude. And this, folks, is the old Gerber 600. And like I was saying, you can see right here where the blade is making its slide on the blade. But we have Portland, Oregon, USA. And this thing, folks, is an absolute beast. Look how this fits in your hand. You have 2-finger choils here to just lock you in, that first and second finger, and then your ring finger and your pinky has all kind of landing real estate there. This is 4.5 inches closed, so an HT biggin for sure. We kind of have some, guys, listen to that. Some kind of almost, I would call it gun grip stiffling on this. And this is This is plastic. What do they call it? I'm sure there's a fancy name for this, and Gerber probably would prefer I use the fancy name, but it is eluding me right now. It's hard plastic. It just is. It's hard plastic. It's not hollow. It is well put together. I like this this traction on here, this stiffling, and just an absolute dream ergonomically. Look how thick this is, and check out that. Look how we swell. We're thin. We're thin at the right up here by the start of the blade, and we're thickening. And right here in the middle, we kind of make our apex, and then we kind of taper again, and just super thick in the middle. Just making this really, really great in hand. Mid-backlock on this one. So it is easy to, put up and fold away. Like I'll do it on my shoulder right here. This thing's fully open. Boom. And I'm sure I'll fail it again. Let's see if I can go 2 for 3. Okay. And then pop it right back out. This was added, you guys. This don't come on the knife. This was an addition by yours truly. And this thing even has, check this out. It even has a little, no, it don't spring into it, but I believe Chuck told me something about the Gerber has something called a pause stop, where it's a little, and you can see it ain't, see right there would be, like a half stop. It goes right there. And see this, I'm putting pressure on this with my fingers. You have to, put pressure on that to get it to go down. Right there. And that is called, quote me if I'm wrong, Brother Chuck can get me right, but I believe that is what they call their pause stop. And it's a little past halfway. And it's just like a little safety feature. If somehow your knife was open or something, and I don't know, just an extra little safety feature before this would come down and get your fingers. Boom, it stops right there. Okay, I'm here. I thought I closed my knife and I hit it on a wall or something. Boom, right there. It gives me a chance to get out of there and get my fingers out of the path before it comes all the way home. Cool little feature. Again, it don't have a wall. You slip joint people, you know how I pull the knife back and let it, that spring into half stop. There's none of that. You might hear this click. Hear that? Right there. And then coming back this way, there's just a catch in it. Kind of cool. The pause stop. It's a Gerber thing. So, but anyway, this is one of my newest finds. Came with this sheath that I just showed you guys. And the Gerber 600 4.5 inch mid lockback, and yeah, has a nice belt loop here on the back for your, to run it on your hip. Nylon. Honestly, you already know if you've watched this channel long. When I carry a knife like this, sorry Gerber, it's not going in this case. It is nice to have the original case if you ever wanted to move this or gift this to somebody, to send it in its original, original form. But I have other sheaves that you guys know. There's a guy named Ed Costa that makes, in my opinion, the best hip sheaves made. And when I rock something like this, I would throw this in one of Ed's, but that's just me. Number 2. And spoiler alert, this is where my heart's going to get in the way right here. You've watched my channel very long. This next knife I show you is the knife that started it all for me. I was in my mid-20s. I I think around 24 years old, honestly, when I got into this EDC, you know, caught the bug for pocket knives. And this is my gateway. This was my gateway drug into the collection that just just enthralls my life now. I love it. Passionate about knives, but yep, the Gerber Gator. And let's see if I can do this one justice. Nope. Try it again. There we go. I don't know what's going on with my thumb this morning, but anyway, now this one is going to look a little different to you guys. You guys that know this knife, this one has been heavily modified. All of the hardware on this, the backlock, the spring, everything from to that thumb disc that I just did, blade, everything has been acid washed. So this is a Gator blackout. Has a we added, as you can see right there, we have a sharpening choil. I actually added that. I added the sharpening choil and obviously the thumb disc that I just failed on a while ago for one-hand deployment. But this is the Gerber Gator. Just consider this right here, folks. If you can use your imagination, you that don't know what this knife looks like, consider this just a stone wash, like a stone wash satin blade, and all these pieces of hardware here also stone washed satin. Like I said, this one, we have got it all blacked out and customized. But anyway, I think this is one of the absolute grand slams. Flagship model of Gerber. I don't know if I'll go. I may stop short of that because there's the Sportsman. There's several other ones, and especially those Gerber fans will, you know, come looking for my head. I'll say this: the 650. This is, by the way, this is the 650. This other one was the 600. The model 650 is affectionately known the Gerber Gator. And why is it called that? Check out these rubberized gator hide handles on it. Isn't that cool? Check that out. Kind of looks like the skin of a gator. So there you go. There's that. And this is, we'll get into the components here in a minute. Just awesome feeling stuff. But yeah, is this the flagship model that Gerber has ever made? Again, I'll stop short of that, but I can pretty confidently say this is a top fiver. When you say the name Gerber, you know, when you say the word Gerber to a knife guy or to any kind of Gerber, anyone that has, you know, knows a working knowledge of Gerber cutlery and history, and you say, yeah, man, I gotta get my old Gerber Gator. They speak the language. It's like saying Benchmade and Bug Out, Benchmade 940, Spyderco PM2. It's synonymous. But again, will I use the term flagship? Maybe not. But definitely one of their home runs that they've ever made. This knife has lasted the test of time. They're still making them now. They're even making these in a little upgraded steel now, like in, is it CPM 154? You know, powder metallurgy steel on these. This guy here was just back in this blade here is, I'm sure, the 420 high carbon. It's the same steel that Buck made so popular on all, you know, the Buck 110, their house steel. And actually, the same guy, Paul Boss, his heat treatment is arguably one of the best, and not arguably on one of the best, arguably the best heat treatment on blades that there has ever been. And Paul also went over and worked with Gerber on their 420 HC. So some people say that's, you know, I've went round and round with people on 420 HC till I'm blue in the face. If you like it, great. If it ain't for you, great. But I can tell you this, if it is Paul Boss heat treated, you get the optimum, the tip top out of this steel that it can get with his heat treatment. And Paul Boss also went over and worked with the people at Gerber on their 420. So take that as you may. I have no problem with 420. I go on record. I've got 20 or 30 buck 110s in there, 112s with 420 HC, and I rock them all the time. No problem with me, but if it's not for you, you do you. But anyway, let's get into this thing. As I was saying, we have these very thick, not quite as bulbous in the middle, kind of just more of a broomstick shape here. Again, we have the mid-backlock, the mid-lock here, which I like. We have one finger choil up here instead of two, like on the 600. You had one and your second finger had a groove. The Gator just has the one, but again, as you can see, look at all that real estate. I put my index finger in there, and these three just melt into this nice and thick with this rubberized Gator grip stuff on there, if you will. And again, I forget, I'm sure Gator would want me to tell you what their fancy name is for this rubber. I don't know. It is Gatorized. Gatorized rubber. Doesn't matter, folks. If you feel it, it's a harder rubber and got this very aggressive gator texture to it. And what it does is it is a dream in hand. And if this gets wet, you hunters, you fishers, your hands get soiled and wet, there is no slippage. No slippage. And I do believe this was, this thing became a thing for the hunting community. This is an outdoorsman folding knife. Now granted, kind of got a buck 110-ish clip point here going on, but I will give Gerber this. They made it their own. Where Buck has the backlock, the traditional backlock, they went with a mid-lock, and these rubberized Gator covers are nothing like the brass and wood of a 110. So I believe this is semi-Buck 110 inspired, but Gerber did a good job of making this knife its own. It stands alone. This isn't something that you could hold up here, hold a Buck 110 over here, and another knife in this hand and say, you know, have to really look, you know, start looking, which one's the 110? This looks nothing like a 110. It's its own thing. And another thing, me being a Miami Hurricane fan, go Canes, this is about the only Gator, well, let me take that back. There's two times I like Gator. Gator tail that's fried, love that, to eat, and this. This is the Gerber Gator. All those other Gators that's down there in Gainesville, not so good. But I'm just kidding, Gator fans. Don't unsub. Yeah, just tongue in cheek. But I don't like your football team. But anyway, the Gerber Gator, one of my all-time favorite lockback knives. The knife that got me into all this right here. What you see, it's this fault. It's this's fault right here. The Gerber Gator, the 650 model. That started it all for HT, and I love it. I love it. I keep this, actually, this knife right here is my designated truck knife. Stays in the console to my truck. So that should tell you something. That's its home. If I have to hop out of the truck real quick and I need a good, strong, get-her-done knife, this is called to duty. So, anyway, that is my 2-for Tuesday. Brother Tom, shout out to you once more. We have the 600. We have the 650 Gator. And we have some good old Gerber USA goodness today, folks. Thank y'all for watching. We're going to let you guys go. Appreciate the support. And Lord willing, the creek don't rise. We'll do it tomorrow. I'm HT, and I'm out.
Buck knives gleaming under that old porch light. He'll tell their stories deep into the night. Reviews and torture tests, it's a sight to see. HT's EDC.